Hello, everyone. Good to be live again. Today, I'm going to catch you guys up on the Convoy to DC plan. Now that Facebook has dismantled the plan, organizers, people from across the nation were really getting together and figuring out how they were going to mimic Canada. Well, Facebook didn't want that. And now everyone's kind of in chaos right now. They want to do the convoy, but they are like, okay, how do we reorganize? How do we find each other again after Facebook wiped us out? So I'm going to try to help connect the dots on that on my show today. I have three different grassroots organizers popping on, and we're all going to have a conversation. Some of the most visible organizers I don't have on today, but we're going to play clips from them. This is a grassroots effort across a nation, so it's kind of chaotic. But for those who want to know what's happening with the convoy in the U.S., I want to help connect the dots for you guys because I know it's really confusing right now. So, about to bring some organizers on right now. Before I do, let me shout out the sponsor of my coverage, which is Noble Gold. Now, this year's already whizzing by, huh? You're a year closer to retirement, but are your savings a year closer? If they're not, and you're worried and you won't make it, get in touch with Noble Gold about putting precious metals in your IRA or 401k. You won't get hassled. They'll just lay out your options. And this month, they're gifting a free 1/10 ounce solid silver American Eagle coin with any qualifying plan you start. I actually have one of those coins right now. This is a $5 coin, even though it's that tiny. That's how valuable gold is. Call 877-646-5347 or visit noblegoldinvestments.com, link down below, to check that out. Okay, with that being said, let me bring on some of the grassroots organizers. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, so Sean, introduce yourself. We'll get everyone to kind of introduce yourself. Start with you, Sean.
I'm Sean, also known as DVS 7.0. I'm actually a rap artist. I rap about a lot of the stuff that's going on in New York here and all that stuff. I'm also kind of working with the group to the Convoy to Save America, Denby here, and Penny, with a lot of other groups together with the people, the Convoy to Ottawa, and so
Awesome.
that's me.
Yeah, I know Sean is ride or die for our country. So it's good to see you on here. You're a freedom fighter. And Penny, how about you?
Hi, I'm Penny Fay. I am an implant from New York here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I came here for freedom, and I see that the rest of the country is losing their freedom along with us in certain places. And I took to the streets at first when right after the election. I ended up live streaming, and every time Militia has a crazy idea, I'm with her, and we're out there doing rallies and trying to save the world, but starting with America first.
All right, Denby, how about you?
Hi, I'm Denby Morgan, and like Penny said, we're in Tennessee, and I'm a mother of 7, and I'm just passionate about freedom. And when I see that our freedoms are being taken away, like in front of our face, and nobody's like really standing up to do anything, I just kind of have to take charge. And so I pull in everybody and I organize. So that's what I do.
Awesome. So I've put a bunch of links down in my description because I know the grassroots organizing of this convoy is really all over the place right now. So I put several links down below so you guys can see various convoy organizing pages, and see people trying to rebuild after Facebook wiped them out. Now, some of the most visible convoy organizers, they had several different guys who were truckers who had organized a Facebook group that had 135,000 members until Facebook wiped it out this week. I want to play some clips from Fox and Newsmax because they interviewed these truckers about getting wiped out. So let's take a listen to that and then catch you guys up on what's happening.
Good morning to all of you, gentlemen. Jeremy, why did Facebook take down your page?
Censorship at its finest. I got a hold of freedomfighternation.org, human rights attorney Lee Dundas, and we are in discussion with her as we speak to see what our options moving forward are. But they like to silence people that speak the truth.
Well, Facebook released a statement to Fox and Friends, Brian. They say, we have removed this group for repeatedly violating our policies around QAnon.
Yeah, so Facebook actually told Fox that it was in regards to the word I'm not going to say on YouTube because the bots are after this term, 17th letter of the alphabet, anon. And so literally this had nothing to do with that group. The Convoy had nothing to do with that previous group, but I guess Facebook had to come up with a reason to come after these guys. Here's some more from the truckers.
We hope to accomplish just the people that are fed up with the government overreach and the way that they do not follow the Constitution of this country anymore. It's been a long time coming. I feel like Canada set a great precedent on just coming together and easy rolling across the country like that and coming into their capital. And I feel like just the presence of that amount of people that show that they are unhappy with what's going on is a good way to hopefully get their attention. And I feel like this whole Facebook censorship thing right here that we have going on is obviously starting to get someone's attention.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's a very good point. And Jeremy, it does seem like there is a lot of interest among the trucker community here in the U.S. To participate in this protest. How big do you think it will be? And it starts March 1st, right?
That is correct. It could start earlier than that. We have a lot of people getting in touch with us that they're interested in being involved in this.
Yeah, so that organizer, Jeremy Johnson, said it could start a lot earlier than March 1st. They were originally, before that big Facebook group got wiped out, they were planning on March 1st. I lose track of all the different groups that are organizing right now, but one of them was saying they're shooting for February 12th now. What are you guys planning on, and how are you trying to collaborate and merge the groups?
Well, so what from obviously there's a lot of groups, and the idea is that we kind of together. We're all on the same page. We're all in, we're in contact. I know Denby's been in contact, and Penny's been in contact with the organizers of the Convoy to Ottawa, with Jansen, Tamar, and
Benjamin.
And Benjamin. So we're kind of trying to link it all together and make it just one big, thing, because we're all of the same mind here, right? And so Denby's working on, a few little minor, more smaller things in between. Right now, we're kind of just letting Canada take their course and let them do what they're doing. We want them to have their moment and to finish what they started. And so kind of that's a little bit why, at the time we're all kind of jumping into, we're kind of itching to get on this convoy from, to DC, but we're all in the wait period because we do want to allow Canada to do what they're doing and let them have their moment and finish what they started. So I think that's kind of what, all of the scattered groups are about. Everybody's joining, starting their own thing, but we're all in connection in one way or another. So I know, for example, we're working with Teachers for Choice, Michael Caine, who's also, works with Children's Health Defense. We're working with Truckers for Freedom USA, not the Canada one, but the Truckers for Freedom USA. And we're beginning. I know Denby's starting up with her, gathering funds for some of the truckers she's working with from Tennessee, and we're all just trying to help each other and kind of provide food for those who are in need, or mittens, like I think Denby was saying earlier to me, and just things to keep them out there and
because we also want support at the borders. So that's what the Canadians had asked us to support them at the borders. And I think that was one thing that the other groups weren't really focused on that, but that was like my thing. When I saw what they were doing, I was like, this is freaking great. Oh my gosh, they're standing up, because, you know, we've been in this 2.5 years, and I'm like, you know, it's time to do something. And I was so just touched when I saw what these guys had gotten together, you know, this group of truckers. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey guys, what do you need? And I've been in touch with Joe Jansen, one of the original organizers. And I had an interview with Benjamin as well. And, you know, they have said, you know, what they need right now is for us to get up there at the borders and kind of congest the borders a little bit, show them our love, and get as many patriots, big trucks, little trucks, Jeeps. We don't care. We just want them at the border, you know, as much as possible. And this weekend, we want as many people on the Ambassador Bridge, and I believe that's in Detroit, and in DC. No, not in DC. What is it called up there?
Montana.
Well, on Niagara Falls, you have to be on the Peace Bridge.
Niagara Falls, yes, the Peace Bridge. So we're trying to get people up there with supplies. Because,
that is the priority. That's a priority.
So we're getting that together now. I think me and Penny are actually going to go up there and distribute some stuff that people have been donating, as well as, I mean, we do have a GoFundMe, and that money is going directly to anyone, any trucker or person that wants, you know, their gas. They don't have, a lot of people are out of work right now. I have a whole group of nurses that want to go up there, but they're all out of work because they did not take the jab. So I want to help fund people's trips up there.
But we need volunteers. We need volunteers. We need, if you have a truck, a semi truck or two, we want to go up with you this weekend.
We want
one
from
to go to Michigan, one to go to Niagara Falls. We'll pay for the gas from the fund.
We will pay for the gas. Yep.
But yeah, you guys, you might want to switch to Give, Send, Go, because GoFundMe is really.
We have one there too.
We have one, and we're gonna have to. But we have to say it like on the group, like, you know, we're no longer going to use that, because we actually, at this point, we don't know why, but we have like close to $6,000 in there. It came in like 3 days, and for some reason we can't access our account any longer, and we have all the account info and it won't let us log in. So we're fixing that right now. But so many people now are leery about working with GoFundMe that we do have a Give, Send, Go, and we're just going to make that and Venmo our main thing, because a lot of people have asked me, hey, can we just send you a check?
Sorry, there was an audio issue, but it cleared up. What were you saying?
Okay.
So people have asked if we could just, you know, if they could just do a Venmo transfer, and I'm like, yeah, because that's just money that we can just take right there and get gas for someone, or, you know.
Okay, wow.
But also,
we've got blockades. We've got trucker blockades in Niagara Falls and in northern Detroit.
Yeah.
And then I know there's a big one in Montana.
But we need more people, and we possibly have 100 trucks that they said between 100 to 300 trucks out of Pennsylvania that want to go up to Niagara Falls this weekend.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything about this stuff. The news
because that's what we are planning as the Convoy to Save America.
Okay, Convoy to Save
Convoys
America.
are not really focused on the border.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay,
and here's the deal, though. We're working with groups like New York Freedom Group, or A4 Justice.
New York Freedom Rally.
New York Freedom Rally.
New York Freedom Rally, right. So some of these people were involved with Occupy Wall Street, and they have the taste in their mouth from Occupy Wall Street that the feds were sent in under Obama. This is not something new. So we also have to discuss the fact that because of January 6th, do we really want to take over Washington, D.C., or do we want to close all egress and don't let anybody in or out and have all the trucks
We've thought
do
about
that?
actually the logistics of going into DC, especially if people are going in small little convoys. It's not a good idea, because the way you go in through these tunnels and things, they could actually send in the National Guard and surround DC and have them gridlocked instead of them gridlocking, you know. So I don't think that is not what we want to do. We're more like going around DC, like around the actual outskirts.
So I came up with that idea that we just close all the egress, nobody in, nobody out, and just have trucks and whomever just there to
on
give
the
our
outside
message.
of DC.
You know, Virginia and Maryland, rather than have to deal with feds, we would be dealing with state, and
we could have it
that
like,
might be a better choice.
And someone asked us what our demands would be. We haven't publicly discussed what our demands would be, but I think that you, Sean, and you, Penny, I know myself. We just want the mandates gone. We want our kids to be unmasked. We want this charade to stop. We all know that like the schools got money. They have funding to keep up the charades until 2024. I mean, it's crazy what they're doing. I mean, they'll literally in my family with my kids, I have 4 that go to the same school. They will literally, if one has a contact trace, which they shouldn't be doing contact traces on our children anyways, but they'll say, oh, well, this child A has to stay home for like 10 days. But then I'm like, what about my other kids? Because you know that's how viruses work. Like if my child A has it, then B, C and D also have it. But it's just so asinine, everything that they're doing. And I want freedom for my kids. I want them to be able to play sports. And so our demand would be drop all mandates and stop the COVID charade because we're done. And we just want
but also the feds paid so much money to these school systems. I don't know if you are aware of the billions of dollars that transferred into public school systems and also billions of dollars into hospital systems. So they're being bribed. For an example, in Tennessee, if you're intubated and you get remdesivir, the hospitals make $199,000 per person. But then in Missouri, it's over $400,000 per person.
Yep.
This is big money. This is a big deep dive that AJ DePriest did here from Nashville, Tennessee, with all the stats from all over the country. So this is so deep. This is so corrupt. And then today I'm actually going to be breaking on my show, so I'll just break it on yours right now, that the CEO for Pfizer actually comes from Greece, but his family was from Israel, the original Israel, and they were involved with the Rothschilds, and it's the Rothschilds and the British Crown that made the deal with this Pfizer CEO. So we're going to talk about that on my show later, but this goes through the opinion that those families that everybody talks about with the 17th letter of the alphabet is really true. And that's why, let me ask you this.
Really?
Israel has the most inoculations in the world. They have the highest rates of COVID, which cannot be detected on a PCR test, but if it was, they have the highest rates. How is it they have a low death rate?
And Sean, what were you going to say?
That's where we stand.
So, I mean, yeah, I think we're also New York Freedom Rally, for example. We're really big on civil disobedience.
Yes.
And we stay really. We try to keep peaceful protests the heart of what we do, especially with things like January 6th. New York Freedom Rally put out a statement, made sure before we even went to on the 23rd of January, put out a statement. We condemn all civil disobedience at this time. It's just not the right place. People are there's going to be bad actors, and you never know what happened in January 6th to happen to us again in a way, where so
you're making sure it's peaceful.
Very peaceful.
We're trying to make sure that we get the word out that what we want is peace. And we want to do is when we stop these borders and we stop traffic and we stop, it really does hurt them. Things don't have to get violent. Things don't have to get, when you get into their pockets and you stop their flow of money and you stop, you make people uncomfortable. It makes a difference. And so that's what we're trying to do with this convoy. We got really inspired by the Canadians and saw, that they're really gathering together. And we don't see this, on news. On the news, we don't see, they don't want us to see how these other countries like Australia and all of these other countries are gathering together and their people are rising up in mass. And they don't want us to see everywhere. And even what we do here in New York with the New York Freedom Rally, we are on the streets on a regular basis. I mean,
I've seen your Instagram. I put your Instagram down below. So
awesome.
Yeah. Real quick, we've got another grassroots organizer on. We'll bring her on now. Hello, nice.
Hi. To meet you. Hi, nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So it looks like you've got the Instagram handle for your convoy. So
yes.
I've linked that one down below too. Do you know these other organizers?
I don't, and I've been desperately trying to get in contact with other large and also serious, dedicated organizers so we can all be on the same page. I've been in almost every Telegram group, almost every Facebook group, Just seriously looking for you guys so we can combine truckers,
Well, I
drivers,
will say your face looks
supporters.
familiar. So,
Does it?
yeah, it
Yeah,
does. It
I
really
thought
does.
so. I thought so as well when I first saw that.
Yeah, your face looks really familiar. So,
Awesome.
I hope that we can all get on the same page as well. And being that I am in direct contact with like the original, like the guys from the Convoy to Ottawa, their main thing was we will help you guys. We will
Right.
do whatever it takes if you hold the line and don't go to DC yet.
Yep.
So that's been my main push. And I noticed that a few of the great groups, they heard what I said and they were like, oh, they want to hold the line because I mean, we've got to help them and get supplies to them. We need to get
Right.
people to the borders in masses. I mean, that's my main thing, you guys. Is this is I'll be honest. When I saw the truckers, I thought, you know what? This is our one chance. We're not going to get another chance like this with this many people. This many,
Seriously.
and we're not. And so I think this is waking people up and getting people together. But what we also, I will say this: there were a few of these bigger groups. And a few politicians and big, huge organizations that have asked me to kind of come under their umbrella. And the reason I was not willing to do that, they were like, oh, but you're going to get more money. We can get you more followers. And I was like, no, because I want it to be a grassroots effort. And because you can't monetize freedom. You cannot. What would I gain from getting millions of dollars if I don't have freedom and my children can't even go out?
Amen.
I gain zero. I would rather be broke in a free nation than to, monetize this and get a few $1,000 for myself. Anything that we make in our Give, Send, Go, GoFundMe, it's going to go directly to the truckers and anybody else, not just the truckers, anyone else that can make it to those borders this weekend.
Yep.
If you want to reach out to me, we will give you the funding, we will give you the gas, we'll fill up your tanks upon arrival there, here, whatever you need. But,
Okay, so how can people reach out to you? What's the best way?
So our group on Facebook is it's Convoy to DC, Saving America.
Okay.
Okay.
And
okay, so and your number one things right now is for people, I guess, who want to get involved right now, it's the northern borders.
yeah, we're like gonna go from Tennessee. We want to have a little like a mini convoy, if you will, to Tennessee, like from Tennessee to the borders. And we're looking for 2 truckers that would actually like to take us up there so they can put the supplies that we've gathered in the back of one of the trucks and take one to Buffalo and one to help me out, guys.
To Windsor,
Windsor.
Michigan.
Yes.
Okay.
And
The Windsor Tunnel. Yes.
So here's a good. I actually posted Denby's link for the convoy to Save America. I posted it on my Flow page. So it's flow.page/DVS 7.0.
Oh, that's what you had sent me. Okay.
So
Cool.
on there you can I'm like 2 links down, you'll see the link to Convoy to Save America. On there you'll have the link tree, the Give, Send, Go, the GoFundMe, the Telegram, and I think the Facebook page as well.
And I think it's really important to mention that I was the original person that said, let's go to DC or whatever. And so I started the Convoy to DC, and then all these, little groups got started and they kind of got out of hand, and a lot of trolls got in our groups. And I thought, you know what? This is not about just DC. They started this. I don't want to take light off of what they've organized this. We did not organize this. So if they're going to help us, we're going to help them. And my goal is freedom for our kids, freedom for our grandchildren. And my goal is to help the Canadians so that they, in turn, they did a live with us. And I was just with Benjamin on a interview, and they have agreed to help us. But like, good thing, they don't think it's going to be as long as they had originally thought. But they said if we would just hold the borders for them and slow down the freight as much as possible, we can have a party at the borders. I'm so down with it. And get the drums out there, get DVS out there rapping, get TMR out there, Bryson Gray. I've talked to all of them, and they're all on board.
Good.
So party at the border, yo.
Good. There's a lot of fire music to go with this. Now here's your Facebook page, I guess, right? So it's not even letting me join.
That's odd.
You might want to check your settings.
Well, no, I mean, we've got, I think right now close to 11. I can't even tell.
Yeah,
I haven't been in there today because I had my administrator and my admins have been doing everything because I've been doing interviews all day. But let me go check those settings.
I don't know if Facebook messed with that or what, but yeah, it won't let people join. I mean,
Facebook is really messing with everything.
It's probably smart to keep it private and like screen.
People. It is private.
Yeah, but at least let people join. But
Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing that, because we've been approving about, like, every time I look down, there's like 150. This morning I woke up to 440 people wanting to join, and I just approved them because they had to ask 2 questions, whatever. But
good.
well, hey, it's about the
Okay.
Constitution. I just want to remind everybody, we already have freedom. We don't have to ask permission. We have the Constitution that says so, and we are the governed. We, the people, are the governed. So we don't have to ask permission to have our freedom. We just take it back.
Right. Okay, so I want to play another clip from these other organizers. Okay, this was their talk with Newsmax about why that original page got censored.
Did they take your Facebook page down?
Yeah, they did. Not only did they take our group Facebook, Convoy to DC 2022, but they wiped out numerous personal accounts and accused us of spreading propaganda associated with QAnon. The fact of the matter is we don't have anything posted about QAnon on any of our personal pages, and there might have been some comments made under some comments on the group that I can't control what other people comment.
Yeah, so apparently infiltrators may have been posting about that previous group, but it's just interesting how Facebook is anti that group from 2020 that we're not going to talk about, because the bots everywhere zap talk of that group. And I know the reason why is because it was such an a cult movement. It was such an organized group back in 2020. So they had to completely censor and dismantle it. It's so clear that these social media corporations are working with someone in making sure that people who think independently and organize, are not able to organize. And now I want to play Jen Psaki's soundbite from July to see if this may all be tied together. Is Facebook working with the White House? I mean, the Convoy.
Yes.
They are. They are.
Right.
China and the White House.
The convoy was planned to go confront Biden. If Biden's White House is working with Facebook and the convoy organizers were trying to organize on Facebook, that would make sense why it got dismantled. Let's see what Jen Psaki said back in July.
In terms of actions, Alex, that we have taken, or we're working to take, I should say, from the federal government, we've increased disinformation research and tracking within the Surgeon General's office. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
Wow.
So the White House is flagging things for Facebook. If the White House saw that you're organizing against the White House, then they're going to flag it for Facebook, and Facebook's going to get rid of it and decide that it's disinformation, right? So here's the new Facebook page, but you guys might want to just move all the way over to Telegram, right? I did put some links to Telegram on there.
Can I say something about Telegram though? And I would like people to understand this. There are a few people that work with direct opposition, and they're very they're paid actors, okay? And I'm not going to mention their names on here because anybody who organizes apparently knows who these people are. But they have gone and they've been like promoting a couple of these Telegram pages, and like some of these pages have gone from like overnight, they'll have like 400,000 people, 300,000 saying that they're a convoy to DC. But we got our people, the intel people, to look into them. And these groups have been sitting dormant for months. And apparently they just get more and more, like with every demonstration or protest. They change the name. Yeah. And so they're growing. And then they're telling people.
But there's more to it.
But
there's certainly more to it, because the Ukrainian owner of Telegram is with the World Economic Forum. I want you to keep that in mind. Are we safe on Telegram?
I mean, I'm already kicked off. They've censored me on Telegram. They won't even let me. They won't even let me. Well, they won't even let me post. It said you cannot post in a public group.
Telegram?
I
Yeah.
got that too. Yeah, it's
The
their
bots
channels.
do that. No, they have the bots set up. This guy works with Davos. So the question is, are you really going to have freedom of speech on Telegram, or is this just another ploy?
But we do.
You know,
But
I
again,
started
people need to
working
watch
with
out who
Josh
you're
Who
following.
TV. Right.
They
But I
did
started
use
working with
Telegram.
Josh Who TV. That is completely First Amendment. That is completely working with Section 230. You may want to consider Josh Who TV. They're
Well,
going to
this
get
what
really
doesn't have a
big,
lot of
but-
following. I mean, the reason we do the sites we do is because of the number of members that will be on your pages. But they're telling me, I woke up. I have a channel on Zello where you can actually listen to the convoy, the guys in the convoy. So I have a channel on there. I think it's called Convoy to Save America or Convoy to DC. But I woke up night before last, and somebody was on there saying, these people are not legit. Do not give your money to them. Don't give money to anyone that's wanting to go to Canada, because they don't want us to be allies with Canada. They don't want us to help. So they're trying to send people to DC, and they know that that's just going to be a big setup. So
I just want to say one more thing about the Telegram group. There's an alarming amount of people influencing everybody to meet up at the Super Bowl in almost every single Telegram group.
Yeah, and that's not a good idea. I think that may be a federal offense. I don't think we need to meet up at the.
I don't think so either, but there's an alarming number of people who are
They're
on
all
board.
over my page saying it too, that everybody just let's meet at the Super Bowl. Bring your trucks. And people are like, yeah. And I'm like, no, don't meet at the Super Bowl.
No,
if you're gonna do
no.
it, don't
Well,
put
they
my
chose
name on
Snoop
it.
Dogg this year, so you don't want to be there. But here's the other thing, though. If you think about that, there are people getting onto our page and saying that they're selling passports, they're selling the vaccine-proof passports. You need to erase that immediately and block them, because you know that's the feds.
Our admin
First of all, it's
is trying
illegal
their
according to
hardest.
them.
These
But
people
be
are
careful,
hardcore.
everybody. I warn you.
Yeah, they're hardcore. We can't keep them off. Like we'll actually block them, and immediately they'll have another profile, the same person, like close to the same name. And I don't know how they're doing it. Like immediately, it's weird.
It's bots.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bots.
I stay away from that. You know, someone tried to, when I went to Washington, someone tried to offer me one of those needle passports, and I was like, no, I'll sit in my hotel and eat the food I bought from the airport, because I'm not going to dabble in. Last thing I need is to get arrested by Governor Inslee while I'm in Washington State. But no, anyway, but guys, yeah, so don't try to do something that's going to get you arrested. I keep seeing mugshots out of Hawaii. Hawaii's arresting all kinds of people who are dealing with these fake passports. So don't, just stand your ground is what I'm saying. But I think
it's a trap. It's certainly a trap, though.
But the First Amendment guarantees us the right to peacefully assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances. So I'm saying, do not be intimidated out of doing that.
Yep.
Don't mess with little fake passports and stuff. But the First Amendment guarantees your right to go wherever you want to go peacefully assemble. So
exactly,
stop being afraid of these, these setups. Like, this place can be set up, that place can be set up. This is why Americans have been so silent ever since January 6, 2021, when we're seeing people rise up in nations around the world. I mean, we've seen convoys in various places in Europe and Australia and other places that happened immediately. As soon as they saw Canada do this, they said, I'm doing this. And we haven't seen that in America, other than maybe a little bit at the border. I think because people are so,
we're scared.
It's more than that. It's more than that, though. If you think about it, what's going on in America is that people are addicted to fear porn.
Yep.
And we are so divided. It's not just division of Democrat, Republican, white, black, gay, straight.
Yep.
It's also multiple identity sexualities. Children are confused. Parents are too busy fighting school boards. Fathers, where are they? Where are the men? Where are the real men? We're lucky we have one man with us right
in
now.
Canada, I guess.
I know, right? But the men aren't around. It seems like women 40 to 55 years old are on the front lines. We need our men back.
But that's another thing that we want to do. So I've called out, I've called out for all mama bears that want to help organize this. All mama bears, because any mother is passionate about her children. And I know that there's so many people that have reached out and said, thank you for being a voice. You make me want to get out there and do something. How can I help? Because people have followed me and they're like, you really don't care what people say. I don't. I only care about my kids, and I want your kids, my kids, and everyone else's. I feel sorry for the kids whose parents won't stand up. But at the end of the day, my children are going to be able to say, my mama tried. She stood up for us. She really gave it her all, and I will give it my all. So
that is why I had to make that page. I'm 22 years old, rooting for the high schooler that took off his mask and peacefully wanted to encourage the freshmen,
My kid was the only senior who took his mask off at graduation, and he left it on the floor and stood up, and everybody else walked off, and he was just like...
He's a legend for that. He's going down in history for that. And I feel like this younger generation doesn't have a millionaire, billionaire. They don't have an idol that's pouring all of their efforts into them. So I'm going to be doing this until we end all mandates and until we have more younger people standing with me.
Get in touch with me. Get in touch with me right after this.
I love you for doing that. 22 years old. We have hope, guys. We have lots
There's
of hope.
So
when
much
you see
support.
a young girl.
We've got this.
Amen.
Hey,
Amen.
I want to encourage everyone. I know DVS has to say something, but I want to encourage every one of you. If you do not know the original American's Creed, it's part of like the little Constitution book. Everyone needs to look at the American's Creed, and you will think like, oh my gosh, because I know it by heart. And can I say it real quick? It's really quick.
I'll hold the Constitution when you do that.
No, listen, but I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed. That's us. A democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and their fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution,
Amen.
to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies, both foreign and domestic.
Let's roll out. Let's
go.
Amen. 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 You go, girl.
Send a DM to Freedom Convoy USA 2022 on Instagram. That's her Instagram. Because just in case some of us are having an issue getting into your Facebook right now.
Okay. It may just be that they...
And guys, I've linked all these pages down below. So many pages, like including the original truckers, the one original trucker who organized that big one. I put his Gab page down there. I'm trying to like show people who want to be involved in this how to do that.
Yep.
Right.
And guys, you should probably pick up a little copy of the Declaration of Independence too, because I know a lot of people have their little pocket constitutions, and I know the first couple lines of the Declaration of Independence are very popular. Oh yeah, you got your Constitution there. But if you read the whole Declaration of Independence, it goes line by line of like what really started the revolution that created the United States, and it's really reminiscent of what's happening
and
around
only
the world
3%. Only 3% of us fought with the revolution, and only 3% of us fought.
It takes an ambitious minority.
I'm sorry.
This takes an ambitious minority to make a difference.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
Real quick, so I was actually I was reading my Bible recently, actually watching the message. And it clicked on what the strategy has been for so long. It's a story from Exodus chapter 1, and the Pharaoh, whose name is not even mentioned, saw that the Israelites were gaining in number and they were being fruitful and getting more and more mass, and they said to themselves, if we allow these people to continue to grow, they will then to gather with our enemies and take us over. Right? And so, wait, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. My AirPods
We're good.
just died.
We hear you, man.
My AirPods just died. So, if we allow them to gather a number, they will be able to rise against us and defeat us with our enemies, right? And the plan was kill. The plan of the Pharaoh was, okay, he told the midwives,
go kill all the male children. When you see the women giving birth, and if it's a male, kill them, right? There was put slave owners to oppress the people and put hard labor on them. Who are these slave owners? Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, Kathy Hochul, the mayor of New York City, Joe Biden, the president of the United States, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi. These are the slave oppressors that were just like the times of then, and the plan has not changed one bit. The idea is now it's just sold a little different. Now it's women's rights, pro-choice, your body, your choice, blah, blah, blah. They label it and package it just a different way, but the plan has been the same from the devil all the way since Cain killed Abel. It's all been the same forever. It's been one plan, and it's the plan that is the only plan because that's the plan that he wants. And he just keeps expanding on it, trying over and over again to do the same thing. Stop the people from increasing in number. This is why we got, all these athletes, this might be, whatever it is, you never know. Maybe it's something else, but it's very fishy. All these athletes dying of cardiac arrest right on the field and all of these things that are happening. Somebody say something because I'm not sure if I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I muted everyone to delete the
perfect.
feedback. Yeah.
So it's the same plan. And so what happened at that time, God sent Moses on a little raft from his mother, and there was 5 women who made this big thing happen and send the raft over, and Moses landed in the living room of the Pharaoh. Okay, the living room of the Pharaoh. And part of the message was that I loved so much was to the law enforcement, and FDNY and all of these departments, we love you. And it is our mission to respect law. But when law becomes tyranny, it is our mission as people to go over that law. There's a point where we just can't go. Daniel was told to get on his knees and pray to Nebuchadnezzar. Absolutely not. You can kill me. You can do whatever you want. It's not going to happen. So there's a point, and I believe in peaceful protest, civil disobedience, and there's a time for righteous anger. But all this stuff we're doing with this convoy and what we're doing in New York, these sit-ins that are always peaceful, at least when it comes to the New York Freedom Rally, that are always peaceful. What we're doing is making people uncomfortable. We're stopping their flow of income. We're letting people know that how long are they going to be continuing to take our problem? The fact that we're going to sit in your restaurant and demand that we be treated like free people. So that's the message. I encourage everyone to continue.
And the restaurant owners don't even want to do this. The restaurant owners are being forced to turn away business. It's horrible.
Let me tell you, even the NYPD over here, the mass majority of them are on our side. And we marched across the Brooklyn Bridge with 70,000 FDNY, Department of Education, medical workers, NYPD. The literal FDNY is the one who set off the march.
Did any of the news cover it?
No, absolutely not. We were marching. We were marching across the bridge with literal 70,000 firemen and NYPD marching with us. And so, in connection also with Children's Health Fest with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I mean, we're doing really, really big thing, and they treat us like the fringe group. Are you kidding me? Wow. We're the biggest mass, and that's what they don't want us to realize, that we are bigger. That's why they don't cover it. They don't want us to see how big we are, because the truth is that if people realize how big we are, if we realize how big we are, then we become a problem to them, because we are a real threat as people, as peaceful people, as real citizens of this country. We're a real threat. We don't have to get violent.
Exactly. I think that's why Facebook and the other social media corporations are just shutting stuff down, because when people see their own numbers on there, they realize they're not alone and they can make a difference. And Facebook doesn't want you to know you can make a difference. By the way, guys, viewers, I put Sean's Instagram is linked down below if you guys want to collab with him on some of these big rallies they're doing in New York that are getting no coverage.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think Denvy wanted to say something. Whoop. Did I? Hey.
I couldn't get it. Okay, I'm unmuted. Okay, so Yeah, I did want to say something, but he covered a lot of it.
Oh no. Well, I was just gonna say one thing. I think you basically mentioned, what is that famous quote that's like, when tyranny becomes law, resistance becomes duty, which is, people say that's what Thomas Jefferson said. It's actually a paraphrase, I believe, from the Declaration of Independence, because he was laying out all these insane things that the King of England was doing at the time, just completely throwing out any law and order. And it was, people thought it was about taxation and stuff. It was so many things. People had no rights anymore. The all of the government, including the judges, were just like flying by the seat of their pants, whatever they felt like doing to the citizens. So that's what happened. All this stuff that led up to the creation of the United States of America was really similar, if you read the Declaration of Independence, to what a lot of people in the world are going through now.
So yeah, just in case anybody wants to kind of link up with me on some of this stuff we're doing in New York, I don't know if
All
you
the
put
states.
I don't know if you
wanna
put
do what
this
you're
link
doing.
on there in your thing, but it's the easiest way to find all of my stuff is flow.page/DVS 7.0. You can find all my links there, including the link to the link tree for the Convoy to Save America, and the Give Send Go, the GoFundMe, the Facebook, all that stuff.
There you go. Oh, cool. You got the Give Send Go there. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much, you guys. Anything else? Any last things that you guys want to say?
Yeah, I just want to offer myself as a resource to you guys. I know you guys are probably a lot larger than my little organization page. I used to be a freight broker. I have access to bigger carriers with truckers that are ready to go. I'm in contact with the firefighters in Los Angeles. So I would love to get in contact with you
Are
guys
you out of
and
California?
combine. I'm sorry?
Are you in California?
I'm
Where
in
are you?
Tampa, Florida, but I have a flight 10th to get out there and join physically. Looking for other people to join me too, of course.
Okay, and just pass on the word though to get everybody to the border this weekend. We want to have a party on the border.
You got it. I'm excited.
All right. Yeah. Upper Michigan, New York,
Windsor,
Niagara
Windsor Tunnel in Michigan, and the Peace Bridge in Niagara.
I would say
Falls.
Sunday is going to be the biggest day. I mean, you can come up there. We need support at all times, but we need to congest it as much as possible. Get your Jeep, get your. I don't care. I'm sure nobody wants to drive.
And the New York side is open.
Right now, but what?
The New York side is open right now. The New York side is open, so
we need
makes
to
sense
slow
for
down
us
that
to be
freight.
there.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So, there are talks of like shutting down the people are talking about going to the southern border as well. I'm not against that once we go to DC, but right now that is not a good idea because we need to focus on the northern border. But I've heard a lot of talks about going to the south and shutting off the food, so that we slow down the food here too, so that we can put pressure on, Joe Biden, just like they want to do up there. But right now we need to focus up there. Then we will kind of reorganize as soon as we know what the mandates are going, how it's going up there. Then we can, decide about the southern border and what we're going to do about DC.
Oh yeah, shutting down the southern border might really get under Joe Biden's skin. He really likes that thing open.
Oh yes, he does.
Yeah. He needs those children. You know all about
we
that.
have a group of
Come
actually
on.
have a group of truckers in Texas ready to go, and they have tons that want to go and just block off the entire southern border. So I'm not against that. I just think that right now is not the time. We need our food right now until we can get up. But people are don't want to be inconvenienced. A lot of people are like, no, you can't slow down the food. If we don't sacrifice, number one, everybody that's fighting for freedom is usually stocked up. Most of us, I think we already stocked up, and we've been telling people to stock up. But it's going to take a sacrifice. It is going to take a sacrifice. And we can't just be like, yay, we want freedom. We're going to have to do something, and that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
So
well,
let me just say this though. I would tell your
food.
audience. I would tell your audience to stock up anyway. I have been on the every rally. I've been telling people to stock up because last year is when I noticed the farmlands, and I have so much footage that I myself took of them destroying crops. This year, they can't get seeds. They can't get nitrogen. They're not going to be able to plant corn. That's a problem because that's also feed for animals. So what's going to happen to the animals? Are they going to starve? And now soybeans. So they want to do soybeans because you don't need nitrogen for soybeans, but there's a shortage on soybean seeds. And then don't forget, China 2019 bought extra storage and extra stores of soybean. So we need to stock up. I tell people buy locally, but you know what? You need to go into Walmart and go empty their shelves. Get it all, because if you do rice and beans, it's cheap. Get yourself 3 to 6 months of that food. Make sure that each one in your family has food for yourselves, because the truckers are delaying something that was delayed already. You need to protect you and yours, and ammo is very important too. You can go on to my Rumble page, my Facebook page. I have links there where you could buy ammo, 9 mil brass, 115 grain for 37 cents a round. I'm telling you, you're going to need ammo. I'm not saying for war.
Ammo's been
You're gonna
hard
need
to
it.
find. Ammo's been
So
hard to
you
find.
go on my pages. You'll see I have the link there every single day. 37 cents a round, 9 mil, 115 grain brass. You're going to want it. You're going to need it. I don't know what 557 or 223 is, but you're going to need it.
Well,
It has nothing to do with that. No, you're going to need it to barter.
Our dear.
You're going to need it to barter. It's going to be currency. I promise you. With the way they're destroying the financial system right now, you're going to need some type of some type of currency, and that should be it. And also, I have links for free medical as well. If people have COVID, there is a doctor in Florida every day. He accepts people 10 a.m.
Don't say the
Central
trigger
Time.
words now.
No trigger words.
Okay, sorry. So if you need telemedicine, it's free. You can go on to my links and get that. You just have to make sure 10 a.m. Central Time and see if they're taking new patients in.
What are your links again?
I sent them to you in the private chat. You want them up in the comments?
Oh, yeah. Put them publicly in the comments.
Hey, I did it, and this is day 5 of COVID, and I feel
I
great.
didn't realize I could.
It'll be publicly in the comment section.
All right, it's not going into the comments. It put it into the private chat.
Let me copy it into the private chat. One of my viewers in the private chat was telling me to shout out my stuff. If you guys need food, preparewithivory.com. Okay, I just copied and pasted what Penny was telling me. She's got her links there. Preparewithivory.com gives you a discount on emergency food if you need emergency food storage as well.
Amen.
It's down below.
Yes.
Link
absolutely.
down below for
100%.
my Patriot Supply. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. This has been a great conversation, and keep me updated, okay, on the plans.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you. Nice meeting everybody.
Great meeting all you guys. Okay, we'll see you later.
Ivory, I gave you my phone number, so let me know, because I'm going to be doing other things too. So let me know when you in the chat on Telegram when you ask me.
Okay,
my phone
sounds good. Okay.